Devin, is Todd Reynolds still your agent?
He is, yeah.
Okay. Look, you've come in, earned a spot, played in a lot of different roles, obviously. Have you, based on what happened this past summer, you want to parlay that into something more? Has there been any, do you take an assertive approach with that, or is that something sort of outside of the context about what you're worrying about on a day-to-day basis here during this run here with the Oilers?
Yeah, the second part for sure. I think we got 12 games left, so it's pretty easy to not worry about that at all. Every game's intense, and we want to make sure we're clicking going into the playoffs. So I don't think there's much time to worry about anything else.
Did you have an appreciation for the opportunity that's come here? I mean, obviously you've made the most of it, but they were true to their words when they brought you in on the PTO, weren't they?
Yeah, very grateful for the opportunity. It's a special league, and it's a privilege to do this for a job. So any opportunity you get, no matter how big or how small, you want to just go in and put in an effort where you can look in the mirror and say you did all you could.
Thank you.
Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Hey, Devin, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Sorry, can you hear me okay, Devin?
Yep, we got you.
Okay, thanks. Sorry about that. I just wanted to ask a couple questions about your captain, Devin. Maybe just the physical aspect of his game really kind of came to the forefront in that first period against Montreal. Like, teams want to play against him physical, but did he sort of show that, he's certainly not going to shy away from it, but was the aggressor at times? And what does that do for your bench when he does that?
It's inspiring for sure, and I mean, you can't say enough about his skill level. But I've had the privilege to train with him in the summers for probably 6-7 years now. So I know his mindset is just to continuously get better, and that means, yes, obviously with his skills, but he's looking for ways to improve off the ice and any things to add to his game. So I think if you ask him, it's obviously not number one to his game, but if he can bring that, he definitely doesn't shy away from it. But if he can find a way to still do his thing, even in those intense games, which he obviously showed he can, that's what he's looking to do. He's looking to just improve in any way he can.
The Canadians had done a really good job shutting him down in the previous games. And then even through the first couple of periods, it seemed like it was a bit of a frustrating night for him. He was bobbling some pucks that he normally wouldn't. And then he does what he did in the third period. How impressive is it to see a player who's, clearly having a bit of a frustrating night turn it on a dime like that in one period?
It was crazy. Yeah, that was great. I think he produces so much that when, if he goes 2 periods without a point, you probably think he's they're shutting him down or he's frustrated. But that just speaks to how good he is. I think he's doing special stuff every shift with the puck, and if it doesn't result in a point, then people think they're shutting him down. But I mean, from our standpoint, he's creating out there all the time, and it's he just trusts his game, and whether it's in the first period or the third, you just trust that it'll come to fruition eventually.
Thank you.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Devin, you've scored 3 of your 5 goals against the Canadians. Is that just happenstance, or does over a season, does one player somehow keep scoring against the team and you just keep the ball rolling?
I think it's happenstance. I mean, you can. It's definitely good to take the positives if you want to go into a game thinking that, then sure. But I think it's just happenstance. Yeah.
And when you were young, why did you not want to play in the Ontario Hockey League? Why did you go play college?
I was a late bloomer physically, so I wasn't really thinking too much about the NHL draft. You're thinking about hopefully being a pro when you're 21, 22. So I just thought it extended the window to get bigger and stronger. And if in the junior league, if you're not ready by 19, 20, I mean, it's not impossible, but it closes the window a little bit. Where if you go to college, gets you maybe an extra couple of years and sign you see guys all the time sign as a free agent after a good college career. So that was kind of my thought process.
Good. Thank you.
Rob Tychkowski, Post Media.
Players are always trying to find and forge chemistry on their line. There's been a lot of shuffling going on, and especially in the bottom six. As a player, what's the challenge in trying to quickly, from time to time adjust to new line mates and try to forge that chemistry?
I think each individual, you can't change too much how you play regardless of who your line combinations are. I think each guy has certain things that they have to do to be successful, and if they're doing that, I think odds are it'll come together. But you talk before the game. As the season goes along, you build relationships with these guys, so that helps with chemistry, and you just try to play the right way and be predictable for your teammates.
Is there a certain type of player that you mesh best with? Is it somebody who plays like you, or somebody who offers a bit of a contrast?
I've never really thought about it, to be honest. Like as a player, you're so focused on the job that you have to do each night, and then so you talk with your line mates before the game. But I haven't never really thought about what complements me best. You just try to do the little things and do whatever it takes on a given night.
Thank you.
Tony Brower, Oilers TV.
Hey, Devin. Sorry, I've been cutting in and out with my Zoom today. Have you been asked about Nugent Hopkins yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay, so obviously the way you guys have been playing the last couple of days, it's been a complete and connected effort. If he joins in the lineup with that possibility tonight, what could that do for your club?
Well, he does so many things well. Like he has world-class skill, but he's in the right spots all the time. He's great defensively, and he's a huge part of our forward group obviously. So it can only help us, and you watch the way he plays. Like he helps on the power play and the PK. It's awesome to have a guy that can contribute and help your team win in so many different ways.
And talking about those last couple of games, what's been the energy level around the group? Because it seems like you guys have almost kind of leveled up a little bit after facing some adversity with some schedule changes in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we had some time off to get some good practice in, and I think it's just the timing and the schedule with like down the stretch. We talk as a group about wanting to make sure you elevate before playoffs, so you can really hit the ground running. So that's something we're trying to do. The last couple of games it's been good, but still a ton of hockey to be played. So it's if one night goes well, you learn from it and put it behind you, because then you got to do it all over again. You can't sit back. You got to do it all over again each night.
Mark Spector, Sportsnet.
So, Devin, when you see players like McDavid and Draisaitl, your top, obviously your best guys, and they're fighting through what Montreal has been throwing at them, hooking and holding and getting hit a lot. And we saw Draisaitl, kind of feed Anderson the stick a little bit on that one hit. What's the reaction from when you're watching from your spot? What does that do for you? What's your reaction when you watch your star players play that way?
It's great. It shows that everyone's pulling the rope regardless of their role on the team. It makes it more fun when the temperature gets turned up in a game. Those are the games you enjoy being a part of, and yeah, like there are leaders. Obviously, there are offensive leaders, but they're two of the leaders of our team. So, and they're fierce competitors. So, it's stuff you can't really force. It's when the temperature gets turned up in a game, they want to win really bad, and so does everyone else on our bench, and that's kind of the byproduct of that.
Perfect. Thank you.